Welcome to Storytime with Pastor Steve. Today's story, The Boy Who Saved His Family, the story of Joseph and his brothers, is based from Genesis chapter 37 through 50. It's written by Elise Berge and illustrated by Betty Wind. This book is copyrighted from Concordia Publishing House 1966, which is 6 years before I was born, and it was presented to Zion Lutheran Church Library by Mr. and Mrs. Herbert Luther. So I wonder if you know any Luthers from church. So next time we get together and we have church, see if you can find a Luther. There are a couple who are still members of our church, the children of Herbert Luther, and see if you can find them to say thank you for their gift. Or maybe it's somebody else you know who is a grandchild of Herbert or a great-grandchild of Herbert. But today, the story is The Boy Who Saved His Family. Once there was a boy named Joseph. He was one of 13 children. Their father was Jacob. Their family had lived in the land of Canaan ever since their great-grandfather Abraham. Jacob owned many animals. His children took care of the sheep and goats. Jacob loved Joseph best of all his sons. He gave him a long coat with long sleeves and showed that Joseph was to be the leader. The boy was very proud of his coat. His brothers could see that their father loved Joseph more than any of them. They hated Joseph because of this. Once, Joseph told his brothers, "I dreamed we were tying bundles of wheat. Your bundles bowed down to mine." This made his brothers angry. Another time Joseph told them, "I dreamed that the sun and moon and 11 stars bowed down to me." "Do you think we will bow down to you?" his brothers laughed. One day Joseph was looking for his brothers. "Let's kill the dreamer," they said, when they saw him coming. "No," said the oldest brother, "let's put him in a deep hole." So they took away his new coat and put him in a deep hole. Just then some men rode by. "Would you like to buy this boy?" the brothers called out. "You could sell him in Egypt." "Yes, we will buy him," they said. The brothers put the goat's blood on Joseph's coat. When Jacob saw the coat, he cried, "A wild beast killed my boy." He was very sad. On his way to Egypt, Joseph cried, "Will I ever see father again? Why did my brothers do this to me?" Then Joseph thought, God can make bad things turn out good. Joseph wasn't so afraid anymore. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to a rich man. He had to work without pay, but his master liked his work and God was with him. One night the king of Egypt sent for all the wise men. He said, "I dreamed that I saw 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows. The thin cows ate up the fat ones. Then I saw 7 good ears of wheat and 7 bad ears of wheat. The bad ears ate up the good ones. What does this mean?" But none of the wise men knew. Then one of his servants said, "Joseph knows the meaning of dreams." The king sent for him at once. Joseph was a grown man now. Joseph explained the dreams. "O king, for 7 years much food will grow, and for 7 years nothing will. Store up food in the good years, and then there will be food for the bad years." "You are very wise," the king told Joseph. "Take care of things for me." The king gave Joseph new clothes. the king's ring and carriage. So the 7 good years came. Everything grew so that Joseph had a new barns built to store the wheat. Then came the bad years, but people could buy food from Joseph. So Joseph's big brothers came. They bowed down before him. They didn't know he was Joseph, but he knew them. "You are spies," he said. "Oh, no, sir," they cried. "We have come only to buy food for our family." "No, you are spies," Joseph said. "Put them in jail," he ordered. After 3 days, the brothers were taken back to Joseph. "Now we are paying for what we did to Joseph," they whispered, afraid. Joseph heard what they said, and he felt sorry for them. "I am Joseph, your brother," he cried. "I'm not angry with you any more. God brought me to Egypt to save us all from hunger." The brothers were so happy. They had long been sorry for what they had done to Joseph. They went to get the whole family. How happy Jacob was! "Lord," he cried, "you are taking such good care of us." God said, "I shall go with you to Egypt. Someday I will bring your family back and give them this land." Jacob and his children moved to Egypt. Joseph cried for joy when he saw his father. The family got sacks of flour and good grassed land for their animals, and God was with them. But one day they would return home. Just like for Joseph, there are sometimes things go bad in our lives, and it seems like there is nothing good that can come from it. But we need to be reminded that just as Joseph knew and learned that God is in control even when bad things are happening, we should be reminded the same thing, that even in our bad times, God is with us and He has a plan for what's good for us and for all people. God sent His Son to suffer and die and rise again so that we could all receive the gift of forgiveness and eternal life. May God bless us with confidence and with peace today. Hope to see you soon.